If you like Peppermint Crisp Tart but are looking for something a little less sweet and a little more sophisticated, then this recipe is for you. Hi, I'm Astrid from the Sweet Rebellion, and today we're going to be making a Peppermint Crisp Cheesecake. In keeping with our Heritage Day theme, we've already made milk tart and Melba pudding, so I wanted to make one more South African favorite, but this time with a twist. Peppermint Crisp Tart is an iconic South African dessert made with tennis biscuits, peppermint crisp, tinned caramel, and cream. No matter how many variations of this dessert I throw your guys' way, you never seem to get tired of it. So today we're going to make a cheesecake version of it. Although this recipe will take slightly longer to make than your traditional Peppermint Crisp Tart, it's still a really easy, no-bake cheesecake and a definite crowd pleaser. To make this cheesecake you'll need 250 grams of tennis biscuits, 120 grams of melted butter, 2 peppermint crisp chocolates, 375 grams of full-fat cream cheese, 450 grams of tinned caramel, a quarter cup of cream, 2 teaspoons of gelatine, 4 teaspoons of water, a tablespoon of icing sugar, teaspoon of vanilla essence, and 1 cup of cream for the topping. To start off with, we're just going to be making a traditional cheesecake biscuit base with our tennis biscuits and melted butter, but this time we're also going to add a peppermint crisp chocolate to the base. If you don't have a food processor, you can just put your biscuits into a Ziploc bag and bash them with a rolling pin. So now that our biscuits are crushed, I want to add a chopped up peppermint crisp chocolate. And my favorite way to chop this up is just to bash it on the counter because it's nice and easy and makes no dishes. Now I'm just going to add our melted butter and give it one last mix. Now that our base is ready, we're going to press it into a 23 centimeter springform tin that I've just lined with some greaseproof paper. I like to use a glass to press my base into the tin and also push it up neatly against the sides. So this is going to go into the fridge now while we make our filling. In order for our filling to set, we need to add some gelatine. And I know a lot of people find it really intimidating working with it, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how easy it is. So what we need to do is sprinkle our gelatine granules over our water and then set it aside to bloom, which basically means that the granules are going to absorb that water and thicken. And then what we're going to do is melt it before adding it to our cheesecake mixture. While that blooms, we're going to beat together our softened cream cheese, make sure it's at room temperature, and our tinned caramel until they're nice and smooth. Once this mixture is nice and smooth, we can add our cream. Now that our gelatine has bloomed and absorbed all the water, we need to melt it. This is something you can do in the microwave, but you have to do it very carefully because you don't want your gelatine to boil. So if you're doing it in the microwave, just do it at sort of 5-second increments, stirring in between until it's liquid. I'm going to do it a slightly slower but safer way, and that is in a bowl of hot water. So I'm just going to place my bowl in here and just stir it until it melts. Once your gelatine is melted, it will all be nice and liquid and smooth. And to check that there's no more granules left, you can just rub a tiny little bit between your fingers. It's really important that your cream cheese mixture is at room temperature. If you add gelatine to a cold mixture, it could start to set immediately, and then you might get little lumps of gelatine in your cheesecake, which is not what you want. Now we're going to pour this into our base and leave it in the fridge for about 3 hours to set. Once our cheesecake is set, we're going to top it with some sweetened whipped cream. To finish off our cheesecake, we're going to top it with our whipped cream and then sprinkle on some chopped peppermint crisp. Once you've sprinkled your peppermint crisp shards onto your cheesecake, they will get sticky rather quickly, so be sure to do that just before you're going to serve your cheesecake. And there you have it, our peppermint crisp cheesecake, the perfect dessert for your Heritage Day braai. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to check out my blog and hit the subscribe button. If you make this cheesecake, please remember to tag me on social media. I'd love to see how yours turned out.